Hey guys, Mario here. Happy spring, happy Easter, happy Passover, happy whatever it is you celebrate, because lots of cultures celebrate the rebirth of life and the renewal of life with the coming spring and the coming summer. We want to celebrate and give you many festive wishes. Now, on that note of revival and rebirth, I want to talk to you guys about what I call the Breitbart effect. Andrew Breitbart, if you haven't heard of him, I encourage you to look him up. He was a reporter and he died suspiciously, and then the coroner in charge with his investigation also died suspiciously. So he's a really big pioneer in what I call this resurgence of news, patriotism, and what I call Americanism, because Andrew Breitbart dared to ask the questions and dared to investigate the stories that people didn't want to investigate. He was the one who was out there gathering cell phones. He encouraged people to use their cell phones to capture the news, because the news is lying to you. He knew that the news was lying to you. The New York Times is literally in a case with Project Veritas, a brainchild, I guess you could say, of Andrew Breitbart. James O'Keefe learned everything he learned from Andrew Breitbart and drew inspiration and was basically his mentor, and has now created Project Veritas, which is a news organization dedicated and devoted to the exposing of corruption in America. From the people selling ballots in Ilhan Omar's district, I mean, that's real. The Planned Parenthood videos, the Acorn videos that brought down Acorn as a community organizing group that was teaching people how to basically write off prostitution on their taxes. James O'Keefe created something fantastic, and I really enjoyed watching Andrew Breitbart and James O'Keefe work when they were very young. I could even say, gosh, I feel so old saying this, but 10 years ago. So that's what encouraged me to start gathering groups of LGBTs and be like, hey, you're conservative, let's give you a nice safe space. And that also evolved into different things that I have done. Sitting at a booth by myself at the LGBT fair in my community year after year, trying to register voters. Scott Pressler, it probably more than likely encouraged all of these gay conservatives to come out of the closet and be a little more bold, take action. And that's exactly what Project Veritas is all about. That's exactly what Scott Pressler is all about. That's exactly what I'm all about. We're all about taking action, whether it's in your community, whether it's in your neighboring community. Do something. Be brave. That's Project Veritas's motto: be brave, do something. And we're doing that. When your media is not going to tell you that the Los Angeles community, Burbank, is in a big old giant push-pull with a business owner. They're not going to tell you that. The KTLA is not going to tell you that Tin Horn Flats has been shut down multiple times, and the fire department comes in and goes, you're bolting these doors, that's a fire hazard, let's take off the bolts. And the city comes back and puts bolts on there saying, no, the building is condemned. And the police come back and they go, well, you really can't condemn a building that belongs to them. There's certain rights that you as a city have, and certain rights that we as police have to enforce and abide by. So there's a big push-pull, but your news media is not going to tell you that. This is why what we do is so important. Whether it's me on the ground, you on the ground, your friends on the ground, share these videos, share them with your friends, let them know, because we need this resurgence of journalism. The New York Times is in the middle of losing their case of defamation against Project Veritas, because they're turning around going, you're just fake news. We don't care about what you say. We're fake news, and we can say whatever we want. That's basically how the New York Times has been operating since about 1964, and we are waking them up. We're waking society up. So we need to keep going. Follow Weber's Way. Follow That's the Point from Brandon. Follow We Are News. Follow OAN. Follow Newsmax. Follow all these alternative news sources, because what's going to happen is we are going to render CNN, Fox News, Los Angeles Times, the Desert Star, all of you, we're going to render you obsolete, because we can get our news faster and more honestly from the people on the ground actually making the news. I love you guys all. Do something. Remember, like Scott said, instead of pointing the finger at other people, let's point the finger back at ourselves and say, what can I do? I love you guys all. I'll talk to you guys soon. Mwah. Bye, guys.